Good day everyone, good day to all the Ghost fans out there. Today I'm doing a video about my verdict of the movie Right Here, Right Now by the band Ghost. Because I thought about this video for a lot of days, because I thought what would I say, what can I think about the future of what's gonna happen next. But I think now I'm ready to put it all together and to call you and say, hey, this is what I think is gonna happen next, and that's why that movie was an absolute masterpiece. I'm gonna put this into 5 different sections. First, the anticipation and the build-up to the movie. Because what Ghost did, because of the coming of the movie, was absolutely insane. And I think that we especially need to talk about this. So the second one is the execution of it. What really happened, what level of quality is the movie on, how did it end up, and how did the people receive it. Third is the music, of course, the soundtrack, the sound of it, because we cannot talk about Ghost without talking about the sound. Number 4 is my theory about what's gonna happen next and how does the future of Ghost looks. And the 5th one is my verdict, the end. How do I think? Did it achieve what it wanted to achieve? So just let's hop on into the first thing and let's go. So number 1, the anticipation of the movie. Well, they dropped the news that the Groovy is coming about a little bit more than a month ago, I think it was, and everyone freaked out. As a lot of people already knew, Tobias Forge, the singer of Ghost, always wanted to make a movie. Like, it was like a dream for a lot of years for him to create a movie. And well, he finally did it. And oh boy, I can already say what a movie it was. But of course the anticipation from everyone was big, and they did everything to advertise it. Instant merchandise from the name, which I think is really good. Right Here Right Now, of course, being the lyrics for the song Square Hammer, Right Here Right Now, Before the Devil. And then the fun play with the words like right, which also means a kind of ritual, and not right here, but right here. So kind of a fun idea. And also with the clock, I can only think, I don't know, I cannot think of the reason why there is a clock in the logo, but maybe we will find out. Maybe the next album is gonna have something about time related. But we don't know, it's only theories. But I'm gonna go to this later. So what they did, you can see in my last video about Ghost what they did. Like the exclusive Right Here Right Now exclusive ultra drop. At the Download Festival there was a poster of Jim the Frog, the pastor from Ghost that we all know and love from the Jesus He Knows Me music video. So he's like the Catholic priest in the lore of Ghost. Well, there was a poster of him at the Download Festival where it said, "Are you on the level?" And then Sunday, what was it? 6.16, like the date, it was a Sunday. Where on the Ghost website there were special located areas on everywhere on the planet, like, okay, mostly Europe and America, but well, there were multiple exclusive drops. So we were intrigued what will be there at this exact time. We drove there. We thought like maybe a poster of Jim and a QR code you can scan where you can maybe get a glimpse of the new song, which we're also gonna talk about later. Like maybe just a little bit of it, but no, there was nothing. Your phone saw that you were at that area, and then there was a video from the ending of Watcher in the Sky, and then a video about Jim the Frog, how we all called you sinners. Why aren't you spending time with your family? You are out following a satanic cult. How can you? Well, that was a letdown. I feel sorry for all the people who drove multiple hours to this spot. Well, it happened. Let's just say that. But well, of course, this was also just an advertisement for the movie that they also played at the festival. Alright, good advertising. Like, they did a lot of advertising everywhere. And I think it's a good thing, because of course, for a band to put out a movie, it's not like, yeah, we have another horror movie. No, it's a big thing. And especially it needs to be lucrative for the band. Because I don't know how much money they spent on filming this, but of course, it's expensive. I think some people imagine making a movie is a little bit more complicated, but a little bit less complicated, but well. The anticipation was huge. We can all have a verdict of that, and the advertisement was big. So that pretty much sums up chapter number 1. So on to the second part, the execution of it. It was brilliant, down to the last minute detail. Perfect. It really was. The quality was amazing. To the sound we come on later on when we do the third part about music. But the sound quality was amazing, the video quality was amazing. You can really see detailed shots of Papa's mask, which I think was so beautiful to see on the big cinema wall. So it was really, really well done. The sound was great, the visuals were great, the camera perspectives were great. And of course the beginning of the movie was really interesting with the QR code from Mr. Psaltarian. Yes, he's called Mr. Psaltarian, not Psaltarian. We always thought that his name was Psaltarian, but no, it's Psaltarian. After some time when you say that word, it doesn't even sound like a word anymore. But of course, we still haven't found out who he is. I hope we will later on. But it was really interactive with the QR code, and I know you usually shouldn't take your phone out in the cinema, but now you should. Like, it was a cool beginning, and then this first part which kind of reminded us about Star Wars. And I mean, we all know Tobias is a big Star Wars fan, but it really seemed like, yeah, he took some inspirations, but in a funny way, with the TV falling down from some sort of space shuttle, which was kind of weird. Is this maybe some new law about the clergy, that they come from outer space? We don't know, but more about Furies later on. I always hop into the next part already. Just as I said, the movie was brilliantly made. It looked stunning, it looked mesmerizing, like we all just sat there and went, "Ooh, Papa on the big screen." Yeah, hasta la vista. It was amazing. It really was. But before I hop into the love of this movie anymore, let's just go to the third part. Number 3, the soundtrack and the music. So I cannot wait until the 26th of July when the live album from the official soundtrack finally drops. I already ordered from Metal Hammer UK the limited cassette because I have an old car and my radio has a cassette player, and I can only imagine myself driving and putting the cassette in and just listening to this mesmerizing soundtrack. His voice sounds as clear as ever. I think I never heard his singing voice so clearly. It was beautiful. Like every song. Yes, we were quite shocked about that 20s is in there. We didn't know that because he never played that song before, but 20s was in it, and the visuals with the skeleton dancers, it was beautiful. It was amazing. You couldn't look away. It was impossible. And the soundtrack is just really, really good, high quality. Everything sounds clear, everything sounds amazing. And just hearing his voice from the big speakers was an experience of its own. An experience. So, but of course, we cannot forget about the new song. The future is a foreign land. This song, how do I put it? It's quite honestly one of the best things Ghost has ever created. And yes, a lot of people will probably disagree with me and say, how can you say this? A lot of Ghost fans always say the same thing. Every time he releases something new, it's the new best thing he ever did. Well, because it kinda is. He progresses with every song and album he produces, and it always hits hard. The new song, of course, is supposed to be the third song from Papa Nihil. Like, Kiss the Go-Goat, Mary on a Cross, and then he apparently recorded a third song that no one has ever heard of before, and that was The Future is a Foreign Land. I could go on into theories about this song, but I think I'm gonna do this in the next chapter, what I think is gonna happen next, because of course this song had a lot of messages in it, and some dark stuff, but it all sounds like a new build-up. Like when it all burns down, let me hold you close. Like it hits close to heart, because for a lot of people, Ghost is more than just a band. It's a safe space to feel good in. And I count myself into that. But, well, the song is just like, his voice is amazing, his high notes, the backup vocals from the Goulettes, it's all just really, really, really good. But it sounds so untypical Ghost. It's just like Mary on the Cross. I mean, yes, it's supposed to be from 1969, so of course it doesn't sound like a modern song, but that's the whole point of it. For a lot of people, not everyone will agree, but it kinda sounds like a Western song. Like the riff, I only mean like the riff and the guitar, it sounds like it could be in an old Western movie. And it sounds so cool and dramatic, and then it turns sad and emotional, but it was just stunning. We of course watched the movie on the first day it got released, in the Cinestar Oberhausen, in Germany. Because I'm from Germany. That's why I have kind of a little accent. I cannot really get rid of it. So we watched the whole movie. Of course, there were already some spoilers, but of course in the movie there will be a new song. And we of course already knew the name. The Future is a Foreign Land. So much was like kind of official already. Like everyone talked about it. So we only waited, when will it actually come in the movie? Will it be live? Which would have been weird because someone would have spoiled by now who went to that show. So, well, we all waited maybe in the ending, but then the credits rolled. And oh boy, no one left the cinema. Everyone sat there, watched it, listened to it, and everyone was like, we need that song ASAP. We watched it on the first day the movie got released, on the 20th, and we really instantly wanted to have that song because it's so good. It's so damn good. It just sounds amazing. Everyone freaked out and thought like, well, is this the kind of future for Ghost? Well, maybe kind of. I mean, after Phantom Ghost said, so Tobias said, this is kind of the direction I want to go in. But I cannot stop listening to a song over and over because we wanted to have it as soon as possible. And then we thought like, well, it will release with the live album and that one will release late next month. And we were like, we do not want to wait to listen to the song again on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere. But well, the next morning I woke up and my friend that I went there with sent me the link. They just dropped it, which I thought was kind of weird because, well, it's kind of a spoiler because not everyone would watch the movie on the first day. Of course we saw it and for us it was a great surprise. Sorry. But for the people who hasn't seen it, it's kind of a little spoiler. But well, it happened, we were happy about it, that we got it, and I'm so in love with it. Of course, I'm also wondering, will this sound be the future of Ghost, but we will see. But for now on, because we covered the musical part, let's go to the next and most important part, my thinking and theory about what's gonna happen next, and of course the terrible cliffhanger that was the end of it. But let's go to that part now. So, see you at number 4. So, welcome to number 4. I thought maybe for this more important part I'ma dress up a little. Some might see this as a familiar look, but a look that we will not see anymore. Well, so, to the story about the movie. Of course, it centered about the show in Los Angeles, where Papa 4 and his ghouls had a show in the Kia Forum, and in America, where else? It was a cool crowd. That wasn't not meant as hate, but it's always, every time Ghost does something big, it's mostly always in America. But well, Of course, we had between some songs that little backstage scenes where he talked to Sister and to Nihil, well, the ghost of Nihil that sometimes farts in suitcases, but nothing more than that really happened to the lore. It was mostly just the show, and sometimes like interesting talks between Sister and Copia about, well, you know, you cannot continue, every papa needs to have this fate, and we all felt so sad because we don't want our boy to die. We do not, because, well, he was a singer for more years than all the papas before him. I mean, he was Copia at first, and then after Nihil did it, he got promoted to the next papa. So it was a fate he cannot avoid, and it was so sad seeing him like talking backstage and Nihil giving him advice about the saying goodbye. And of course some amazing scenes with Jesus. His name is Kevin. We call him Jesus, you know that, right? it was funny, like we had a lot of good laughs, but just at the end we all thought, what's gonna happen now? So Squarehammer was played, he went backstage, and we all were confused. He's hopping into a hot air balloon. Of course, the one we saw on the post of it. But we were like, why? Why is he hopping into a hot air balloon? No one understood it, and then there was of course Pro Memoria, the instrumental playing. And we all thought like, is the balloon now going to crash and he's going to die? I mean, why even in the first place is there a balloon? We don't know. But of course then we all saw that it was an hallucination. He actually fell to the floor, and right in front of him, C-Store died. Oh boy, we were all in a big shock. No one did even dare to say a word, because our beloved sister just died. Then out of nowhere... Oh, wait, before I move on. There was a shot when she died about the past of Papa 4 of Copia, about his childhood, and there we found out that he actually got a brother. Not everyone actually noticed that, me neither. I have not noticed that there were two boys playing on the field. Well, there was. I was just blind. I was so staggered I didn't even realize that. Just later a friend told me that there was a brother. So then we saw Sister laying on the ground with the white cloth above her, and Mr. Soltarian came. Who is this man? Psalmtarian, sorry. Who is this man? Who is he? What has he to do with the ghost lore? We will find out later, as said in the beginning of the movie, about the family drama behind Ghost, but we will know. So he got a letter, and in that he found out that he is gonna be Frater Imperator. Because we are German and Daddy or Papa is called Vater in German, I was confused at first because I then called him Vater Imperator, like the father, but it was Frater. I don't know what that means. I'm not the biggest knower of everything religious, but it got to be some kind of like the cardinals to the priest and blah blah. But he got elected to Frater Imperator, and well, he looks good. First of all, we are happy that he is still alive. Well, so far we know. And then there was that sister and that Nihil, and weirdly enough, the two dead children. Have I missed something, or why are they dead? Like, we know the actors of it are the children, the kids from Tobias, but Maris Amino. But why are they dead? Just because Papa Nihil is dead? We don't know, but well. So then, of course, there was the door, and about was the next Papa to arrive. Tobias, if you see this. I heard from people all over the world, cinemas were mad. All the people were so mad about that cliffhanger. Just when he was about to open the door and reveal the next Papa, the movie ended. We all knew that we are going to see the new Papa in the movie, so we all thought the next Papa is gonna appear in the Ghost movie. Well, only the silhouette of him, and then the movie just abruptly ended. Of course, this was in the post-credit scene, so you got the credits at first, and then the scene where Frater Imperator was in the newly architectured, rearranged ministry. But then there was the scene with Papa, with the next one. What we got was that he has quite a huge head on him, and I don't know if that was just me, but the shoulder scar thingies that the Papas always have looked wide. A friend of mine had a fury about this, because of course we know so much now, this can be official, this is gonna be Copia's brother. Because before the movie I was confused who the next Papa is actually gonna be. What position in the family will he have? I mean, we had Primo, Secundo, Terzo, like the three children from the heel, and then there was Copia, but who is gonna come next? Well, Copia's brother. But he looked kinda white, so I guess the next Papa is gonna have more of a white and black color, which would be pretty cool as a contrast. A friend of mine had a theory that he is maybe going to be actually the opposite of Ghost, and he is going to be a Catholic priest like Jim the Frog. That he is going to be religious. And we're gonna watch over the course of the album and everything that's gonna happen, how he turns into the Antichrist. Like he turns from religious to satanic. A theory a friend had, which I think would make sense. Maybe they can include Jim the Frog then a little bit more, because he also is a Catholic pastor. But we will see. Just to get it out, I am so excited about what's gonna happen next. But I think I'm gonna talk more about this at the verdict at the end. So now the conclusion and the verdict. How I think the movie hit. Was it a success? Was it not? What is my personal end resume about it? Sorry if I'm a little bit sweating, it's damn hot in here, and I got this jacket from really cheap material and I'm quite feeling hot. But the movie was a success. It reached top 5 at the box office in so many countries, even here in Germany, and it was a global hit. So the movie just got a lot of more dates it is gonna play, like I think for the next week even. Ghost just dropped this. At first it was on 20, 21st, 22nd, 23rd and I think 24th also. But now there is even more days just shoved in there because it was such a success and more people want to watch it. And the people who hasn't seen it on release and then found out, hey, there was a new movie that was quite successful, let's watch it, of course now can watch it. The movie was really good. I think this is as much as we are clear. The beginning led us to know that there is maybe a second part coming, a second movie. Maybe right there, right then. Can be, but we don't know. Well, all for that, it was a success. Tobias got his dream come true and the fans loved it, and we see how the future looks. All in all, great movie. If you haven't seen it already, just watch it. It's so good. So that was my personal verdict on the movie and what I think about it and what I think is gonna happen next, and just all in all, the brilliance that the band Ghost has created, because Ghost, of course, as may be seen, for me has a really special place in my heart. But sadly, we couldn't get the popcorn bucket and the cups, because our cinema didn't have them. I was mad, but he's selling them now online. Alright, but great experience. Watch it. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. It's good.